And also the pentatonic scale, let's start from B, right there. And then the A pentatonic scale from the same spot. So and then the E pentatonic scale in that same spot. So you can practice playing through the different scales. You know, maybe ascend with B. Descend with E. Maybe back up with A. And then back to B. So those are all kind of triad. Oops. Triad, you know, grabbing notes from the triads, and it kind of breaks up the scale rather than just playing the, you know, the straight scale, which is good for, you know, some stuff, patterns, you know, on the scale, but the triads really kind of make it a little more melodic. So I'll write out some of those triad exercises, but it's kind of important to take the three triads, know the notes of each triad, and then start playing the scale, and you know, from each note, attach it to a triad. So there's a limited amount of combinations, obviously, you know, when you're on C, like from B, you could go up the E triad or the B triad. You could do 3 notes, 2 notes, or 4 notes. And you could vary that up a little bit. But let's, for now, 3 notes. You know, there's only so many variations. But, for example, let's say we're on the B, and we go up a B triad. And then we go to the C sharp, and we go up an A triad. Now you could just go up 3 notes. You could come back down. You know, when you actually do an improv. There I did an A triad and then another segment of the triad. And then back to a higher section of the B. B, A, B, A. You know, and so forth. So that's how triads can help out, you know, modes, scales. You can do this with the E major scale as well, but now for Mixolydian, we also want to kind of ground all this stuff. The scale is good, but another good way to kind of grasp Mixolydian is to let's take our B triad, because that's the root triad. and work with that. You know, so the first thing we want to do is to make it into a B7. By adding the A. And then take, you know, 4 note groups, sort of. Oops. There it is on the top 3 strings. Next 3 strings are up here, D7. So we can take these groupings and use them as melodic devices. So B, and some of these too I'm adding the 9, so you're getting like a B major 9. So we want to go up the arpeggio in groups. So for example, let's start here. There's 4 notes right there. I'll write this grouping out in tab. It's a B7. So this would be B7 arpeggio fragments. And then a couple frets down, we have this. C sharp, A, F sharp. So it's a B7 9. I'm just not playing the B. Then we have another B7 fragment right here, starting from the A. Then here is that group. Again, B7/9. And then at the bottom, we could do this or this. There's the 9. So it gives me all these different little groups. So I'm just working off that one little B7 fragment. And obviously you want to take the fragment and then find the scale notes around it. So we're already covering the root, the flat 7, the 3rd, the 5th. So we want to still find that sus4 and the 6, you know, so you want to recognize the whole scale. The E major or B mixo scale around the fragment. And we go up to another fragment right there. Next fragment. Next fragment. You know, so I'm playing the fragments, but instead of just playing them just straight like that, I'm trying to use them as a structure and then grabbing other notes. You know, I'm trying to find some melodic content in there. So there's another fragment right there of B7, so that's another approach beside the triad. So we have major pents, combining those, triads, the 3 main major triads, triadic approach, and then B7 fragments. And then of course, you know, and the scale. We always want to be aware of, like, wherever we are, whatever fragment we're on, we want to be aware of what position we're on, you know, where the scale lies. And so it all goes back to the major scale. So we want to have, the first thing is to have the E major scale, you know, mapped out really well in all positions. So that, I'm going to do a video on major scale. But that's really important. So then when we're in B7, in B Mixolydian, we can play that B arpeggio, B7 arpeggio, and kind of add the scale to it. You know, but we want to play around. We don't just want to take the E scale and play it like it's an E scale. You know, like E is the root, and that's not going to work as well. We want to approach a mode, all the modes, Mixolydian in this case, where so now we're taking the E major scale, but we're isolating the B7 chord tones as B, F sharp, and then there's the A, G sharp. See, but I'm playing the G sharp as a 6, the 13, a tension, because it wants to resolve back to the F sharp. Sus4 resolves to third. So I think that's a pretty good, we got Mixolydian covered pretty good there with those 3 approaches. And then there's more. There's other ways, you know, there's some other cool stuff to do when in Mixolydian. But those are 3 things. I'll leave it off with that for now. Those 3 things. I have a couple of things I like to play when I'm in Mixo. Of course, it's E, so E has a diatonic series. We can use any of the E arpeggios in the key of E, which not only B7, the 7th chords as well. So B dominant 7, we've been using that here, but you could go up to the C sharp minor 7, D minor 7 flat 5, E major 7, makes a nice, you know, sound over the B. F minor 7, of course, you know, G minor. Now, but we are getting those, when you play the 3 main triads, you are also playing the minor triads in there too as well. The notes are all kind of combined in. But so any questions, let me know. We'll get to some more Mixolydian, but next I think we should probably do the major scale, since that's what all these modes are based on. So for now, rock on with triads, and I'll see you next time.